Well, how y'all doing, folks? It's PawPaw again. And today, I'm going to do a little something different. I hope all of y'all had a good Thanksgiving. I had a real nice Thanksgiving myself. Thanks for asking. Oh, Sadie, every time I start a video, you want out the door. What's the matter with you, girl? Hey, Sadie, come on, give me a break. Today is November 30th. Yeah, because tomorrow's the 1st of December. Today is November 30th, 2019. And I had a real nice Thanksgiving. I spent lunch with at my daughter's house, there at the farm. And then that evening, Thanksgiving evening, I spent it with my best friends. And this lady made the most awesome meal I ever tasted. Now, I took chicken and dressing and Ghibli gravy, and I took a pecan pie and my sugar-free apple pie and some Cool Whip and some Sister Schubert rolls. You know, me and the wife did our part, and a bottle of tequila. But this lady made this dish. Oh my God. Now, if you just look up Barbacoa, see, Barbacoa on the, or is it this way? Hell, I don't know. If you look up Barbacoa, you'll find that it's a dish traditionally made with either a cow's head, the meat off a cow's head, or goat meat, or whatever. But anyway, she used just cubed, beef. Well, I just had to have the recipe, because in a nutshell, I would tell you that this is like, in my opinion, compared to what I grew up eating, this to me is just a beef stew, but with a Mexican flavor. You know, one thing about it, just seems like the American cuisine just doesn't seem to have a lot of exciting flavors. Now, don't be telling me, oh no, PawPaw, you go down to New Orleans, oh, they got that good cooking. Yeah, that's French Cajun. And, go to the Southwest, oh, got some awesome, tacos and all that. Well, that's Mexican. And, oh, the Wiener Schnitzel, good. Yeah, well, Wiener Schnitzel and all that, hell, that's German. But here in the United States, we're just a melting pot of all kinds of different things. And I grew up on pinto beans and taters and cornbread. But as far as flavor that would just, bam, knock you down, we just ain't much into that. Unless it's desserts, man, I like some awesome desserts. Of course, that's why I'm so fat. But I want to tell you how to make this. Now, she used beef, you could use chicken, you could use any kind of meat you want, because what we're going to make up first is the sauce. We're going to marinate our beef in this sauce, but first I got to make the sauce. So let me tell you what goes into this. Ancho, chilies. Now, chilies is the Spanish term for peppers, okay? So these are dried chilies. This is ancho, A-N-C-H-O. They look like great big raisins, like one of the boys told me the other night. And the other is guajillo chilies. And when the lady's husband told me how to measure it, it's pretty much the way I do. He said, get about this many of them and that many of those, put them in the pot. I said, okay. Anyway, this is Barbacoa de Sinaloa. because the lady that taught me this recipe is from the state of Sinaloa in Mexico, and this is the style that they do it. Okay. Now their recipe does call for salt and pepper. However, I'm trying to keep my salt intake down, so the recipe calls for a half of an onion, and to help compensate for the lack of salt, I decided I'll just use a whole onion. Okay, no big deal, but this is one good size yellow onion chopped up, and 3 cloves of garlic. Now you could cheat, you could get your little jar of minced garlic and put you a spoonful or 2 in there, but I got the actual real garlic here, and got me 3 cloves and cut them up. We'll put them in there. All right. Now then, ancho chilies. That's a good amount. And we're going to use guajillo chilies. Now I've got these chilies at Walmart. And if you have a Mexican store in your town, you get them there. Alright, that's how many I'm going to use. But man, this flavor is just incredible. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add water to this pot, and we've got to boil this until these dried chilies become soft. Okay? So, we're going to go do that, and then we'll come back with the next step. God, I'm so excited! Okay. Now, you remove the stems after you boil these chilies and get them good and soft. You pull the stems out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this through a colander. The main thing is we don't want seeds in our sauce. The seeds aren't real tasty. So I'm going to run this through a colander and get it down to just the sauce that I want to use. All right. Okay, I ran this through the colander and I tried to mash out all the pulp I could into the liquid. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to marinate. We're going to marinate the stew meat. This is what I happened to pick up at Aldi. Some black Angus stew meat. So I'm going to wash the blood off of it. I'm going to put it in that pot. I'm going to let it marinate for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 hours. And then we're going to add some goodness to it. Okay, folks, so what we got here now is we've got about, maybe 3 or 4 pounds of potatoes. I took a 2-pound bag of carrots and scrubbed them good and washed them and cut them up. Now, my friend that made this, she used the baby carrots that are already peeled and all that. I'm sure it's out of convenience, but I had plenty of time. And so now then I'm going to pour the marinated beef over this, and we're going to put this in the oven. Let me set the camera down and do this. I don't think I want to be, maybe I can do this. How about that? Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah. It's going to be so good. I've already snuck a taste of that
beef. Man, it's good. This would work with any meat. You could use chicken. And I think traditional is goat, lamb, and I don't know. Anyway, this is basically a souped up beef stew compared to the regular beef stews I've always made all my life. So next, now I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil, and I'm going to put it in the oven until the carrots and potatoes are cooked. You don't want to overcook it. You don't want them potatoes to be real soft. All right, we'll be back. Well, all right. I got a hold of the lady that taught me this recipe, and she told me I need to be baking it at 375. So I've had it in the oven about a half hour on 350, and then a half hour or 20 minutes or so on 375. Man, don't that look good? Well, let it cool off a bit. Get up here on top of the oven and get us a bowl full. All right, I got me some in a bowl. I've already tasted it. It's good. Barbacoa de Sinaloa. Now, the one thing I could have done is add salt, because she added salt and pepper. I didn't bother with pepper because it's made with peppers. It's got a real nice flavor. And I'm watching my salt intake, so I didn't put salt, but man, it tastes good. So, I'm going to enjoy this. Well, folks, y'all have a wonderful day and a better tomorrow. Bye, everybody.